Well, if you're a current Grade Excel student, you probably know what DECA is, because I think we can be kind of obnoxious sometimes. And I had no idea I was going to like this sort of like practice consulting activity as much as I did. So like, if you don't know me, I don't know if you would know this, but I really love art and visual art. And for the longest time, I thought that I was going to study that for college. I think like a really strong part of my application was...
Welcome back to the What's Next podcast. This is episode 3. I'm your host, Dylan Kim, and today I'm joined by a good friend and a very special guest, Paige Louie.
Hi.
Okay, so could you just introduce yourself with like your name, the school you're going to, and your major?
Yeah, my name is Paige. I'm going to NYU, and I'm majoring in business at the Stern School of Business.
Stern School of Business. Okay. Oh, what the heck? You specifically are going to NYU Stern. I think it's like an important distinction. From what I've seen, NYU has its culture, but Stern kind of has like its own culture, not necessarily separate from NYU, but like additionally.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but I think definitely like you can see a division between Stern students and the rest of NYU, which I don't know, I'm kind of intimidated by that. I mean, I think the whole of NYU has like a culture of like really like, I guess like work hard, play hard. But also, I mean, Stern is what, like 600 students, and welcome week, like Stern gets their own welcome week. Like we do like the US Open with other Stern students. We don't, from what I've heard so far, like we don't do a lot of activities with other students. But yeah, I think there's a little bit of a truth in that. I guess there's sort of a difference, but I don't know if I really want there to be.
Okay. Elegant answer. Elegant. I respect that a lot. And I feel like a common assumption or presumption about like business students is that, especially at a school like NYU where it's like the top program, like a lot of times people associate those students with like like I'm better than you, you know what I mean? But I don't think you're that at all. And I don't think that like assumption is applicable to everyone or representative of like that body as a whole. And so, but I think it's still important to mention, especially for someone who's applying, like they're going to see in the thumbnail, it's going to say Stern. Yeah. Like people are watching this are going to know, and like they're here because they want to know about Stern, not just NYU. So I think it's important for them to know.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I do agree with that.
So if you guys don't know, Paige ED'd to NYU. Besides the fact that Stern is like the number one, like or what is it? I don't know. Like all the lists are different, but like one of the top, one of the top, one of the best, and like one of the best business schools in the country, or the business undergraduate business programs in the country. Like, what sort of drew you specifically to NYU? And like, there's so many people going to NYU from our school, and it really makes me curious. Like, what makes people want to apply, and for you, what made you want to even ED?
So for me, like I knew that I wanted to stay close to home. I know a lot of people are definitely like they want to be at least like a flight or a drive away. Like that's like my brother. I wanted to stay in New York, or at least in like the northeastern area. So that already really slimmed down a lot of options for me. And then so like if you don't know me, I don't know if you would know this, but I really love art and visual art. And for the longest time, I thought that I was going to study that for college. But then I found business and I really got into it, and I found out that I have this passion for business, but I still want to do art. So I was also like, well, I want to go to a really good business school, but I also really want to make sure that I can at least pursue a minor or a double major in art as well. And then I was just doing a lot of research, and I was like, well, NYU has like a really good business program. I can specialize in what I love, which is marketing, but I can also try other areas like finance. And then I can also minor in digital art and design, which is my plan. So yeah, that kind of ticked a lot of the boxes for me. And also, I love traveling, and I love getting to know people from different cultures. And NYU Stern has a global requirement, which is where we have to study abroad. And there's like 3 options, and you essentially you have to go abroad for at least from like 2 weeks to a semester. And that just really drew me in because I just thought like, I mean, everyone knows that NYU is an international, like it's a pretty global school.
Yeah.
But I just thought like that was so cool. And I don't know, it kind of checked all my boxes.
Where do you think you're gonna do your study abroad?
So there are a lot of different options. One of them is NYU London, which is what I've been looking at. I think that would be really cool. So that's sort of like NYU's general study away program, but Stern themselves, we have something called IBEX, which is an international business exchange. And that's where you're not going to an NYU location in a different country, but you're fully like going to another university for a semester. So that could be like Beijing University or like University of like Cambridge or something like that. And finally, there's like short-term immersions, which are like you take the class in New York, and let's say we're learning about like textile producers or like seamstresses in Paris or something. After you take that class, you get to go there. You would get to go to Paris, say, during like a spring break or something. So I'm probably considering NYU London, but I also am interested in the short-term immersions.
If you could talk a little bit about the kind of experiences that you've had at Great Neck South and those opportunities that you've had and how that's kind of like maybe pushed you from wanting to be an art major to business now.
Well, if you're a current Great Neck South student, you probably know what DECA is because I think we can be kind of obnoxious sometimes. But
I don't even really know what goes. I just know you guys go on like trips.
Yeah, so DECA, which is the Distributive Educational Clubs of America, it's like an international organization, and our Great Neck South chapter, our club members every year, we participate in competitions, and this could range from, so what I do is called a role play, and that's essentially where I get a case study and I have to present a solution. That's the simplest way I can put it. There are manuals, which are essentially long presentations that you create over a length of time, you memorize it and you present it. And then we also have like corporate challenges and fundraising challenges, and we have things like the virtual business challenges and the stock market games. And it's essentially ways to try out different business areas, I would say, while you're in high school. Like for me, my event was apparel and accessories marketing, and it was a role play. So what I had to do was I was presented with problems that like a fashion company or a shoe company or a bag company might face, and I had to develop a solution for that and present it and answer some questions. And I had no idea I was going to like this sort of like practice consulting activity as much as I did. I think it was also the community involved in that. Like my best friends, Marissa and Jolene, they also do DECA.
Shouts out.
Yeah.
Oh, Jolene's episode linked.
Yeah.
Right. Wait.
Go watch that. Yeah. So it was like being in this club with my friends and also like getting to learn more about business, getting to put that to use and talk to people and come up with these ideas and present that. Just everything about it was so fun. I would say like that was my main business related activity at Great Neck South. I also pursued leadership through DECA. I was one of the vice president of role plays, and this year one of the presidents.
Yeah, I guess more about the application process. That's probably what they want to see, right?
Yeah. I think like a really strong part of my application was my honors and awards, and also literally 80% of my application, 90% of my application was art related, which I feel like is probably pretty unique for Stern to receive something like that. Like I had ICDC top 20 finalist, which was essentially I won an award at the DECA business competition in my junior year, and then I had national merit semifinalist, and that was like I would say like my my
was that written in your
related,
like top 5 things?
And then after that I had like one award for French, and then it was just like art. It was like a Cornell cooperative extension art competition that I got silver and bronze in, and then before on top of that one was the Scholastic Arts.
Before we close out, is there a piece of advice that you have for either juniors who are applying or anybody in Great Neck South?
Try to know yourself as best as you can, and if you don't, and you don't know what you want to study in, that's okay. And also, like, make sure that your passion is evident. Like, I think they can really tell if you're genuinely passionate about a school or about like the YS or like why this major. And I mean, I'm just somebody who really like, I could never imagine doing something that I'm not in love with.
More passion, more energy.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, like that.
Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you in the next. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next episode. Bye.